How do you interpret or use this darn glucometer to tell if you're in ketosis or not? Also, what else can you use that glucometer for? Let's get into it. Welcome everyone to my very humble life. And I can say that because I about freaking fried myself trying to paint at night in the middle of the night and take care of all the equine. But I digress, and let's get into it. All right. Please, people, get a blood finger prick, I know that's a mouthful, glucometer way over a CGM, which is a continuous glucose monitor, where you put a patch on your shoulder and you check your blood sugar out of 2 weeks. This thing is super inaccurate. Let's get to it. Get rid of it. Use a finger prick where you use a lancet, tiny little needle, and you prick the side of your finger, not the front because you touch things, and then you put that little tiny piece of blood on the strip and it'll spit out a number. So what are the numbers? To be in ketosis, your blood sugar, and I'm not even talking about ketones yet, your blood sugar should be between a 75 and an 83 milligrams per deciliter, or in millimoles, I believe it is a 4.3 to a 4.5. That's really the range. Okay. But that's not all. We know that you also have to test your A1C, your hemoglobin A1C, and your insulin. But that's a whole nother bag of bones. Let's go into how you can use the finger prick to see if you're in ketosis. Now, if your blood sugar's in that range and your ketones are between a 1.8 and a 3.0, we're getting somewhere. We are. Once those ketones are being produced and you have moderate to low glucose, most likely you are in ketosis-ish, because you got to hold that number. You got to wake up in the morning with the fasted glucose in that range. Forget about the early morning dawns phenomenon, because if you're dumping out glucose from the liver and it's high, that's not ketosis. And you want to test fasted on an empty stomach in the morning, because that's objective, because you haven't done anything but lie down and sleep. And so if your blood sugar is high, fasted upon waking up, like 88, 90, 91, 92, over 100, and you're making ketones, those ketones will be in the toilet like this. That's why both have to be in a sweet spot range, and you have to have the symptomology of ketosis, which we'll go into. Now, I'm going to do a deeper dive of how do you know if you're in ketosis, but really quick, I'll just mention your energy is really consistent. I'm going to drop that water soon. Really consistent throughout the day. You have super mental clarity. You can get through your workouts without slamming against the wall. Your inflammation goes down. You sleep better. Your reproductive system, all those things. Burning body fat, yes, all of that. But really, it's about the energy and mental clarity. That's what you want to look for to be in ketosis, and this is more than less. Now, you can make ketones and use them for an hour and then feel tired later. That's not being super fat adapted. So we want consistent numbers. You can also test your blood sugar throughout the day. 2 hours, not one, because within an hour, you're going to always see higher blood sugar. It's after the second hour that you do a blood prick test after you have eaten something, after 2 hours, because the blood sugar should go up and then go back to that ketogenic range of a 75 to an 83. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Now, please do not prick your finger more than once. People don't like that first number, so they'll prick again and again and again. Now, every time you prick that finger, the blood sugar changes. And people are like, oh, the second number was better. I'm like, no. First number, that's objective, because your body's responding to that finger prick. Yes, that's why the blood is always changing. That's why anything that's a blood test is very subjective, because your blood changes from moment to moment. So always just test once, my people. Fast it on an empty stomach first upon waking up. And I mean, have that thing right next to your bed. Test. Don't get up and pee and walk your dog, because the numbers becomes subjective again, right? Because blood sugar is going to bounce. I can't talk. Blood sugar is going to bounce once you start moving. So 2 hours after a meal, Or you can do, here's the next thing that's very, very important. This is going to be the last one. I'm going to do this a series of how to test because it's so important. Here's what's really cool. You can also use a glucometer to test how much protein you should consume. Forget about the mathematical equations and go by your own experiment. N equals 1. Eat the protein amount, set protein amount. Then test your blood sugar 10 minutes before you eat that set amount and 2 hours later. That's going to show you how much protein, and do this for a couple of days in a row to make sure that there are consistent numbers, and then you'll see how much protein can I get away with before my blood sugar starts to skyrocket. So forget all the things that people are preaching and per pound, per kilo per pound, or per gram per pound. Just forget about it and go with a blood finger prick. I know it's a mouthful. Use that glucometer. Okay, you can also use the glucometer to test histamine. Are you sensitive to something? Because anytime the body's stressed out, blood sugar is going to skyrocket. You can test it if you're not sleeping well. You can test it if you're having histamine response. You can use a glucometer to test if your blood sugar is going to spike if you're working out too hard or too little. Yes, that little tool is chef's kiss. Once you've used this glucometer and you've seen a series of numbers be consistent, you will then know if you're in ketosis based on your symptomology and the number. If you're testing for histamine, you don't want to see points over 5 points spike. You don't want to see that with working out too much, because once you hit 10 points higher than that fasted number, it's a wrap. You're reactive to whatever you're doing. People don't understand. We're always in a pickle as a modern human. We have toxins, heavy metals, stress in our life. We sit the wrong way, walk the wrong way. The food is garbage. So when we use the glucometer, it's a great tool to start cleaning up your life. It just is. And you don't need to use it all the time. If you're trying to test for ketosis, then do it for 4 weeks. If you're trying to test everything else, then do it until you start to change the lifestyle and see improvements on the blood glucose levels and blood ketones. But I want to note this. If you have a blood sugar that's 75 and your ketones are under 1, that's hypoglycemia. You can't just be 75 to 83 and that's just amazing. You also must be in ketosis, make enough ketones, and have the right symptoms to know that you're not hypoglycemic. Because 75 can be hypoglycemia if your ketones suck. Comment below, share this content, hit the notification bell, and I'm out. Because I've got energy, but I'm freaking turd. I'm not a turd, but I'm really tired. I've been painting. I finally got an electrician to come in and work and plumb. And I got to go get materials. And I have to take care of 11 animals. Most of them are rescues. All by my lonesome in a town where I know 0 people because I moved from Hollywood to Tennessee, a small town where I know nobody, really, because I'm just on the island of trying to get my whole thing to perfection. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. My Facebook fan page is Stephanie the Business Person. I do a course where I cover all 3 diets and I go more into depth, write programs and exercise and ask questions, $15 a month. I also do consultations. You can sign up through stephanieperson.com. Or you can hit my social media where you can see what's going on every day, like my Instagram or my Facebook fan page. And I'm out because I gotta go to bed. I got up real early to let the crew, the builders, in to start working, and then I went off to see my mom. She's gonna be so excited. She is so excited. And I'm out. Energy that's sort of dwindling. Peace.